Hello there. Welcome to my next podcast. Um, to be honest with you today, a few little bits and pieces that I really want to talk about. Um, One of them being today, World Mental Health Day. Now, mental health, it does tend to affect most people, whether that be yourself having issues or whether that being somebody else that you know having issues. And honestly, there's not really a great deal that I can say on that, except one, if you're struggling, there's always people out there. There's always somewhere for you to talk, and the best thing you can do is talk. I know it might not always seem it, but bottling things up is only going to make things worse. There's people out there. There's charities out there. I'm not one that has got all of the answers. I've not got all of the phone numbers, but onto Google, and there's places out there. There's always somewhere where you can talk. There's always somewhere where you can get help. And you know what? If you personally are not struggling, but you think somebody might be, just ask them if they're okay. It's not difficult. Just hello mate, how you doing? How's things? Give someone the opportunity. Because sometimes, not all the time, sometimes that's all it needs is for someone to open the door, to give that person that's struggling the opportunity to get things off their chest. Maybe that's going to help them. But that's enough about that for today. Um, On to the MS side of things. I am still waiting for my MS nurse to be in touch. So I'm still not quite sure what's going on in terms of treatment. It would be very nice if I was to get that information soon, because quite honestly, the sooner I can get onto some form of treatment, the better. Because at the moment, it's just me sort of struggling away and trying the best I can every day. Yeah, okay, there's no miracle treatment, there's no miracle cure, but hopefully I can sort of slow the progress a little bit and get myself on a bit of an even keel. Because, again, from my point of view, things aren't easy. Um, I'm having a good few issues in terms of mobility and staying on my feet, but I'm trying my best, waking up every day and fighting along, because no matter what, I'm not giving in to this. Not a chance. MS has got a fight on its hands. And you know what? I'm getting ready to put the gloves on. And when I put them on, we get in the ring. And then me and the MS, we scrap it out. And I'm not one that gives in easily. So good luck, MS. Good luck. I'm wondering how everyone else is getting on, because the weather's turning a little bit now. It's getting a little bit cooler. So I'm just wondering if, with the weather changing, is that helping anyone? Because again, it's a known thing that extreme temperatures can cause you an issue with your MS. I know in the summer, me personally, I love the sunshine, absolutely love it. But I did find it was quite draining for me. I'd go out in the sun. Again, I'll never stop doing that. But I'd go out in the sun, and yeah, I'd get incredibly tired incredibly fast, and it would it would make moving around really difficult. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't easy at all. But still, I cracked on. I gave it a go, and I was I was out there. If you've got me on Instagram, you'll see that I was out in the garden doing the gardening, which again is something that me personally I found is actually really helpful. Really helpful. It gives me something to do, something to keep myself ticking over, something to move about. And being as I'm in my own garden doing it, if I do fall over, um, at least I'm I'm on my grass. It's a bit softer, and there's not too many people around to see it. But yeah, I mean, I was out in the garden yesterday actually. The sunflowers we've got getting to the end of their life for the year, so I've harvested the seeds. I've got those locked away nice and tight, ready for next year. There's no way I'll use them all because there's hundreds of seeds sat there just waiting, ready to be used. So yeah, not all of them are going to be used, and I'm not one that's going to eat them. I know there's people out there that do eat sunflower seeds. For me personally, not something I'm going to do. But again, out in the garden doing what I needed to do yesterday, thoroughly enjoyed it. Suffered for it a little bit afterwards, but it was worth it. It was worth it. I just need to work out what I'm going to do with the garden next year because there's a few bits and pieces where I want to put some new bits in. Not quite sure yet then. But it means trips to the garden centre. I can't help it. I love the garden centre. But shh, don't tell anyone. In terms of how I'm currently doing, as I've said, I really am waiting on this information for treatment because I could do with it. And as I've said, I'm sort of struggling a little bit mobility wise. It's not particularly easy currently. I've got a lot of pains in my legs, in my back, my left forearm. It's something that's been sort of going on now and then over the last few months, but it's really been sort of a little bit more recently. I get like a pain in my left forearm and it shoots all the way down and makes me make a fist. And my middle finger, of all fingers, curled up and it just uncontrollably twitches. Only lasts a few minutes, but I tell you what, it's quite uncomfortable, and it's something it's kind of happening a little bit more often. So I'm just trying to find a way around that. But yeah, I mean, as I say, that's currently the sort of things I've got going on. I will say that again, anyone that's got me on Instagram and anyone that's listened to a previous podcast will know my mobility scooter, Eleanor. Yes, I'll let you guess where the name come from. It was a good film. She really has been a bit of a lifesaver for me because again, I wasn't really able to get out and about much if we needed stuff from the shops. As much as I wanted to go, quite rightly, people were saying to me, look, you just can't manage it. Now, I can. And with regards to that, I was a bit embarrassed at the start. 39 years old, using a mobility scooter. Do you know what? That embarrassment has long since passed and it's been replaced with pride. Because, okay, I'm 39 years old. I'm riding a mobility scooter. But do you know what? If I didn't ride that scooter, I'd be stuck not being able to do anything. And I was riding that scooter home actually the other day. Been at work. Weather had been a bit ropey. Been hammering down, to be honest with you. So I put my waterproof poncho on, which covers myself and the scooter. And as I'm coming home, I get to a point where I need to cross the road. So I'm sat waiting, looking, and as I look to my left, there's a car sat there. There's a lot of traffic. There's a car sat there. And this woman, she's sat in the passenger side of her car. And I literally watched her point at me and start laughing. Now, part of me thought, do you know what? Oh, wow, is that what people think of me? And within a few seconds, that changed to, yeah, okay, if that's what you're thinking, you crack on. Because quite honestly, I could not care less. This is me, this is what I need to do to get around. And do you know what? All I did was I gave her a thumbs up. And within a second or two of giving her that thumbs up, that smile on her face went, and she turned around and looked the other way. Do you know what? I ain't embarrassed. Neither should anyone be. We do what we have to do to keep ourselves going. Never give up. No matter what, never give up. Because there's so many things that you can still do. It's as simple as that. I'm genuinely not one of these that's ever going to say, oh, okay, I'm done. Not me. And anyone out there that ever feels like things are tough, well, I saw a little thing online, and do you know what? It was a good little saying. And it's a case of no matter how dark the night is, that darkness is always going to be followed by light. And we can always come through that nighttime and start seeing the daytime. There's always something, somewhere, that can show you that no matter how bad things are, things will get better. Things will get better. Me personally, the old me, if somebody had been pointing and laughing at me, actually I'd have got really self-conscious over it. Nope, not playing that game. Not playing that game at all. No reason for me to be self-conscious about something that I need. Something that actually gives me an ability to be me. Because that's all I want. I just want to be able to be me. I think that's all any of us want, personally. Now, what I will say, I know this is a little bit of a different podcast, to be honest with you. I just wanted to sit and talk. Not so much thought out. I've not actually thought about any of this content at all. I've just sat here and spoke about things that are going on in my brain, things that I actually, do you know what, I wanted to talk about. And it's helpful. And I will say that doing this podcast in general is incredibly helpful. It gets things out of my head and gets them out in the world. I've said it so many times. I look at that download count creeping up, and the level of pride is just unreal. It really is. So thank you all again. I'll say it again. Thank you all again for downloading and listening, because honestly, I just want to get my story out there. I want to be able to feel like me talking about my stuff actually might help others that are struggling to talk about things themselves. So again, thank you all. Massive, massive thank you all. And it is incredible to see that there's people all over the world downloading me sat talking. Well, believe me, I'm going nowhere. I've got every intention of making this podcast last. I want to make this out there for everyone. I want to try and help. I want to give people an opportunity to listen and say, do you know what? Yeah, I've been through something similar. Or I want people to listen and go, actually, this guy, he's going through a bit of a rough time, and I am. I'm honest. I am going through a rough time. Um, Things are not easy with DMS. It really isn't. But you know what? I keep that smile on my face because that's who I am. That's who I want to be. And again, I do not give in. I want my life to be a happy one. And you know what? It is. I've got a great family, great friends, and this condition has picked me for a fight. We fight. It's that simple. Right, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you all again for listening. It is massively appreciated. And I will talk to you all again soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.